football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll stop just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Set, blue 60.
Mike's by 4. Big stop.
On first down, it's Stafford. His throw incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And that'll bring up second down. From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
53, ready. Hey, watch it. 5. 54. Mike, 54. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
54.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Show some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Vikings 20.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Mike
Set, 280.
Mike's by 4.
Stafford on first down. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Check 50.
To throw is Stafford. Screen play, Johnson. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Here's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Prater for the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
I got him.
3rd and long for Cousins. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Lions will take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
Here we go.
They'll run with Smallwood. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Wendell Smallwood, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now on 2nd and 13, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deshaun Hand, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Good route here.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
All day, every day.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go, D.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Cousins complete. Smith has it. Cousins now from the 50. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deshaun Hand make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing is Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
You must be dreaming. Hey, steamer. All right, here we go,
54, right there. 54, Mike.
I got him. Check 50. Check 3. Wait, that.
Play action now. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deshaun Hand in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Hey, Echo.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Turnover on downs.
Ready. 280. 32.
54. Watch 54.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Orbit.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 34. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
That's it, baby.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Watch twist. Hey.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson.
Check.
Carry on Johnson, the line ball carrier. Shamar Stephen on the tackle. A 2-yard gain on the play.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Johnson. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
That was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. To throw is Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful, because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. 25 yards that time. Here's Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point good by Prater, and a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
Okay, baby, let's go. Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight.
They just do get the playoff. Now Cousins. It's caught. Smith. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 35. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw. And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. On third down, Johnson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now...
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions.
I'm going to score.
Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football. Now 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is, and this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we got a backup who's warmed up and has come into the game, so you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds and maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are able to get a score back. Extra point up and good by Bailey. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This is sort of what you would call the put-away drive, isn't it? If they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Right there.
Hey,
right there.
high 7.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And it's fielded at the 34. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. First and 10.
Bring up 48.
Tight end left. 4 down, 4 down.
A first down throw for Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Converge.
Cousins. He's got Smith here. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Vikings on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
To throw, Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now this throw caught left side. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line. First down. Here's Cousins. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. No gain there on the completion. Second and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. Now Cousins. The quick slant caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. They'll run for it with Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
On second and goal, Cousins, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, a broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
Brings up third and
50-50. Hey, check.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
She's singing too.
Oh, she's at least
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Cousins. He'll find his receiver. That's Chad Beebe. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Again, it's Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To the air again, it's Cousins. Complete. Smith has it.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Over the middle to Smith. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Throwing, Cousins to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. The 2017 All-Pro Darius Slay there in coverage, knocking it away. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Cousins again. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. I know you
A
felt that
big
one.
offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Lions, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year.